What if the music that defined an era was crafted by an unsung hero? Meet Carol Kaye, the genius who shaped the soundtrack of our lives. Her hands played the notes, but her name stayed in the shadows. Carol Kaye reveals the deepest song secrets, sharing the hidden gems and silent struggles that brought legendary hits to life. Her story is one of talent, resilience, and undeniable impact. Carol Kaye was born in Everett, Washington in 1935. Her family moved to Los Angeles when she was a child. Music was in her blood. Her father played the violin and her mother was a professional musician. Carol picked up the guitar when she was just 13 years old. By 14, she was playing gigs to help support her family. The 1950s were a thrilling time for music, and jazz was the heartbeat of the scene. Carol quickly found herself immersed in this vibrant world. She played in jazz clubs, high class strip joints, and anywhere she could find an audience. The smoky rooms, the energy of live performances, and the freedom to improvise suited her perfectly. One of her first regular gigs was at the Gilded Cage, a famous strip club in Los Angeles. Playing jazz while performers danced was a surreal experience for a young Carol. She often spoke about how those early days shaped her understanding of music and performance. Jazz taught her how to be quick on her feet and to adapt to any situation, skills that would serve her well in her later career. Carol's talent did not go unnoticed. She was known for her impeccable timing and the rich, warm tone she brought to every performance. Musicians and producers started to take note of the young guitarist who could hold her own among seasoned jazz players. Her big break came when she was discovered by the legendary producer Bumps Blackwell in 1957. He was amazed by her skill and invited her to a recording session. At that time, the music industry was on the brink of change. Rock and roll were starting to take over, and the demand for talented studio musicians was growing. Carol found herself at the heart of this transformation. Her early gigs had prepared her well, giving her the confidence and experience to thrive in the studio. Discover how a chance encounter changed Carol's life. In 1957, Carol Kaye was performing at a club in Los Angeles when her life changed forever. Bumps Blackwell, a legendary music producer known for his work with Little Richard, happened to be in the audience. Blackwell was struck by Carol's skill and versatility on the guitar. He approached her after the show and invited her to a recording session. Carol accepted the offer, stepping into a world that was both exciting and challenging. Studio work was different from live performances. In the studio, precision and creativity were key. Musicians had to follow strict schedules and adapt to the demands of producers and artists. Carol quickly learned the ropes, bringing her jazz background and improvisational skills to each session. Her first studio sessions were intense. She had to read sheet music on the spot, create memorable riffs, and sometimes even rewrite parts of the songs to improve them. It was a demanding environment, but Carol thrived. Her ability to quickly understand and enhance the music made her a favorite among producers. One of her early sessions was with Sam Cooke recording Summertime. This track became a hit and Carol's contribution was crucial. Her work on this and other sessions started to attract more attention. Word spread about the talented guitarist who could transform a simple melody into a rich, compelling piece of music. Carol faced many challenges in the studio. She was often the only woman in a male-dominated environment, yet her professionalism and talent earned her respect. She never let the pressures of the studio get to her, always focusing on the music and delivering her best performance. As the demand for studio musicians grew, Carol's calendar filled up quickly. She played on tracks with Richie Valens, the Beach Boys, and many others. Each session was a new adventure filled with creative opportunities and technical challenges. What were the iconic hits that cemented her legacy? Carol Kaye's studio work quickly led to some major successes. One of her first breaks was with Sam Cooke, a soul legend known for his smooth voice and emotional songs. Carol played guitar on Cooke's hit Summertime, adding a distinctive touch that made the song unforgettable. Her guitar work blended perfectly with Cooke's vocals, creating a track that resonated with audiences. Not long after, Carol found herself working with Richie Valens, a rising star in the rock and roll scene. Valens was famous for his hit La Bamba, and Carol's guitar added a crucial element to the song. Her rhythmic strumming and melodic riffs gave La Bamba its energetic and danceable feel. These early successes established Carol as a go-to guitarist in the studio, trusted by top producers and artists. Carol's unique sound began to stand out. She developed a signature style characterized by her inventive bass lines and precise guitar work. Her ability to switch between different genres, from rock and roll to soul, showcased her versatility. This adaptability made her an invaluable asset to the studio, where she could enhance any track with her musical intuition. One of Carol's secrets was her understanding of the bass guitar. She often played bass on tracks, bringing a rich, deep sound that anchored the music. Her bass lines were not just about keeping time, they added texture and depth, transforming good songs into great ones. Carol's innovative approach to the bass guitar set her apart from other musicians. Her contributions to iconic hits like La Bamba and Summertime were just the beginning. Carol's signature sound would go on to define many more songs across different genres. She had a knack for knowing exactly what a song needed and delivering it with precision and creativity. How did she remain a hidden force behind the music? Carol Kaye played a crucial role in creating some of the biggest hits in music history, yet she rarely received public recognition for her work. In the studio, Carol was an anonymous force, crafting the sounds that would define generations. Record labels and producers kept the spotlight on the singers and bands, while the talented session musicians, like Carol, remained in the shadows. One of her most notable collaborations was with Phil Spector, the famous producer known for his wall of sound technique. Carol worked on numerous tracks with Spector, adding her distinctive touch to songs that would become timeless classics. Her precise bass lines and innovative guitar riffs were key elements in the lush, layered sound that Spector was famous for. Carol also teamed up with Quincy Jones, another giant in the music industry. Jones recognized Carol's exceptional talent and often called on her for recording sessions. Together, they created tracks that blended various musical styles, pushing the boundaries of what was possible in the studio. Carol's ability to adapt and enhance any song made her an indispensable part of Jones' team. Despite her significant contributions, Carol's name was often missing from the credits. It was a common practice at the time to keep session musicians anonymous, focusing all the glory on the main artists. This anonymity did not bother Carol. She was more interested in the music than the fame. However, her work behind the scenes was instrumental in shaping the sound of countless hits. Carol's influence extended beyond the music itself. She changed the way future musicians approached their craft, inspiring them to think creatively and push the limits of their instruments. Her legacy lives on through the many songs she helped bring to life, even if her name is not widely known. Explore the secrets of her groundbreaking creativity. Carol Kaye's approach to creating music was a mix of skill, intuition, and innovation. In the studio, she was known for her ability to quickly understand a song's needs and elevate it to a new level. Producers and artists trusted her to bring a unique touch to their tracks, and she never disappointed. Carol didn't just play the notes on the sheet, she added her flair to each piece. Her deep understanding of music theory allowed her to experiment with different chords and rhythms, creating sounds that were fresh and exciting. She often improvised, coming up with bass lines and guitar riffs on the spot. This spontaneity added a vibrant energy to the recordings. One of Carol's innovative techniques was her use of the pick on the bass guitar. At a time when most bass players used their fingers, Carol's choice to use a pick gave her playing a sharp, punchy sound that stood out in the mix. This technique became a hallmark of her style and influenced many bass players who came after her. She was also known for her ability to play in various genres. Whether it was rock, jazz, soul, or pop, Carol could adapt her playing to fit the style perfectly. This versatility made her one of the most sought-after session musicians in the industry. Her willingness to explore new sounds and methods kept her work fresh and relevant. In the studio, Carol's creativity knew no bounds. She often suggested changes to the arrangements or offered new ideas to enhance the songs. Her contributions went beyond just playing an instrument, she was an integral part of the creative process. Her knack for knowing what a song needed made her a valuable asset to any recording session. Carol's innovative spirit and creative approach helped shape the sound of many iconic tracks. Her ability to blend skill with experimentation set her apart and left a lasting impact on the music world. How did she revolutionize the industry and inspire others? Carol Kaye revolutionized studio work with her innovative approach and unmatched talent. Before Carol, studio musicians were often seen as just background players, but she showed that these musicians could shape the sound and success of a song. Her precise playing, creative bass lines, and ability to adapt to any genre set a new standard for studio work. Carol's influence on recording practices was profound. She brought a level of professionalism and artistry that was previously unheard of. She treated each recording session as an opportunity to create something special. Her ability to quickly understand what a song needed and deliver it flawlessly made her a favorite among producers and artists. This approach not only improved the quality of the recordings, but also elevated the role of the studio musician. Her legacy in the music industry is undeniable. Carol played on thousands of tracks, many of which became huge hits. Songs like La Bamba, Good Vibrations, and You've Lost That Lovin' Feelin' bear her unmistakable touch. These tracks not only defined their eras, but also influenced countless musicians who followed. Carol's work set a high bar for musical excellence, inspiring generations of artists. Despite often being behind the scenes, Carol eventually received the recognition she deserved. She was honored with awards and accolades that highlighted her contributions to music. Her story became a testament to the impact that skilled and dedicated musicians can have on the industry. Carol's work continues to be celebrated by fans and musicians alike. Carol's impact goes beyond the recordings themselves. She changed the way musicians approach their craft, encouraging them to experiment and push boundaries. Her innovative techniques and creative spirit have left a lasting mark on the industry. Ever wondered what it was like working with the Beach Boys? Carol Kaye's career is filled with memorable sessions and incredible stories. One of her favorite tales involves a session with Phil Spector. Spector, known for his meticulous nature, once spent hours trying to get the perfect sound from the musicians. Carol, always the professional, patiently played her part over and over. Finally, she suggested a small change. Spector loved it and the session wrapped up quickly. Her quick thinking and musical insight saved the day. Another story comes from her time working with Quincy Jones. During a late night session, the musicians were exhausted. Quincy, wanting to keep his spirits high, turned the studio into a mini dance party. Carol joined in, bass guitar in hand, adding a funky groove that lifted everyone's energy. The track they recorded that night went on to be a hit, and Carol's playful spirit was a big part of that success. Working with legends like Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys was another highlight. Brian was known for his complex arrangements and high standards. Carol remembers the intense sessions for Good Vibrations. Brian's vision required precise execution, and Carol's bass lines were a crucial element. Despite the pressure, Carol enjoyed the challenge. She often recalled how Brian's genius pushed her to new heights, making those sessions some of the most rewarding of her career. Carol also had the chance to work with Ray Charles. She finally remembered a session where Ray, ever the perfectionist, stopped the recording multiple times to get a part just right. Carol's patience and skill impressed Ray, and they developed a mutual respect. Their collaboration resulted in some unforgettable music. These stories not only highlight Carol's talent, but also her ability to connect with other musicians. Her professionalism, creativity, and sense of humor made her a beloved figure in the studio. She wasn't just a musician, she was a collaborator and a friend to many of the legends she worked with. Discover the philosophy and work ethic behind her success. Carol Kaye believed in the power of teamwork. She knew that great music was not created in isolation. It required the combined efforts of talented musicians, producers, and engineers. In the studio, Carol always emphasized collaboration. She listened to others' ideas and offered her insights, creating an environment where creativity could flourish. Her team spirit made her a favorite among her peers. Carol understood that every musician brought something unique to the table. By working together, they could create something far greater than the sum of their parts. This collaborative approach was evident in her recordings, where each instrument played a vital role in crafting the final sound. Professionalism was at the core of Carol's work ethic. She treated every session with the utmost respect, no matter how big or small the project was. Carol was always prepared, arriving on time with her equipment ready. Her dedication to her craft meant she constantly honed her skills, always striving to improve. In the studio, Carol's focus was unwavering. She could quickly grasp the essence of a song and knew exactly how to enhance it. Her ability to stay calm under pressure and deliver perfect takes made her a reliable and valuable asset. Producers and artists trusted her to bring their visions to life, and she never let them down. Carol's approach extended beyond just playing her instrument. She was deeply involved in the creative process, often suggesting changes to arrangements or trying out new techniques. Her input was highly valued, and her innovative ideas helped shape many iconic tracks. Her mindset was one of constant learning and growth. Carol believed that there was always something new to discover in music. This curiosity and passion drove her to push boundaries and explore new possibilities. Her success was not just due to her technical skills, but also her attitude and approach to her work. Her legacy continues to inspire future generations. In recent years, Carol Kaye has received the recognition she deserves. Her incredible contributions to music has been celebrated with various awards and honors. Music associations and industry groups have acknowledged her as a pioneer and a trailblazer. These accolades have highlighted her role in shaping the sound of modern music, giving her the spotlight she had long worked without. Carol's influence on new artists is profound. Many young musicians look up to her as a role model. Her innovative techniques on the bass guitar, especially using a pick, have inspired countless players. They admire her ability to blend different genres and create unique sounds. Carol's work shows them that being versatile and creative can lead to a successful career in music. Modern musicians often cite Carol as an inspiration. Bands and solo artists alike study her recordings to understand how she approached her instrument. They appreciate her knack for crafting memorable bass lines that add depth and character to a song. Carol's ability to adapt to any musical style and still leave her mark is something many aspire to. Carol has also been featured in documentaries and interviews where she shares her experiences and insights. These appearances have helped a new generation of music lovers discover her story. Hearing Carol speak about her journey and her approach to music has been enlightening for many. It has given aspiring musicians valuable lessons on dedication, creativity, and the importance of teamwork. Her legacy continues to grow as more people become aware of her contributions. Carol's story is a reminder that true talent and hard work do not always receive immediate recognition, but they eventually shine through. She has paved the way for future musicians, showing them that it's possible to make a lasting impact from behind the scenes. Carol Kaye's contributions to music are legendary. Her story shows the power of creativity and hard work. If you enjoyed this journey through music history, please like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories. Thank you for watching.